While in Glen Hazel, I met Sandra Cole McCamey, a well-known community advocate. She gave me more insight on the activism that happens in Hazelwood.
I run a nonprofit out in the Hazelwood community. It's called Poor Law. It stands for People of Origin, Rightfully Loved and Wanted. Our mission is to identify injustices. My husband, who is Terrell Johnson, he served 17 years in jail for a crime that he didn't commit, and he was exonerated back in 2012. And that's what our organization was built around.
We discussed the economic developments occurring in the community and how she addresses them.
There is economic development that's going on in our community, and I don't feel like the residents have a lot of say in what they would like to see. I feel like people's coming into our community and they're saying what they want to see. But if you're going to rebuild the community, rebuild the people. Like when they come into our community, they got their own general contractor, they got their own subcontractor, and they pick who they want to pick in the community to work with them. So I say when they come in our community, I feel as though, okay, they can have the general contractor, but the general contractor needs to have somebody who identify a subcontractor in the community. And whoever that subcontractor is should already have a database of who's electricians, who's plumbers, who do drywall, who do painting. They, at that point, get together with the general contractor, and then now I feel like that's an even field. Now let's play ball.
Further down on 2nd Avenue, I got a chance to speak with a woman invested in community development.
I'm Sonia Tillman, Executive Director of Hazelwood Initiative Incorporated. Our mission is to build a stronger Hazelwood through inclusive community development. So it's not about making the neighborhood good or great or create something out of nothing. We're making it stronger. It already is something good. Inclusivity is the other piece, the key piece of that mission. And we want to make sure that people understand what's going on, why, have input, have the ability to sort of set some direction, be really inclusive and open and transparent as possible about the developments that we undertake in the neighborhood.
While speaking of developments, I asked Mrs. Tillman for her perspective on the new business's interaction with the community.
I think the owner of the bakery has done what he can to be part of the community. He's hired people from the community. He donates his goods to various food programming in the community. So he's doing his part to become entrenched in the process and in being part of the community. Part of the issue, though, wasn't with him. It was, I think a lot of people felt that the developer of that property just didn't communicate well enough with the community about what was happening there. And so where we come in now with others who want to come into the neighborhood is we try to interrupt that process.
How do you interrupt the process? Do you protest, or is it formal?
If you want to come into the neighborhood, we have these forums, whether it's our general meeting, our planning meeting, or a meeting of our community collaborative, where you can come and get feedback from the community and present your case. So we try to make sure that that happens, and we're very deliberate about that when we have the opportunity. So we mostly have the opportunity when there is public money or public property involved. When there are private transactions, a private owner sells a building to another private owner, there's really no means to disrupt that. So we are not going to be able to have a say in every transaction, but to the extent that we can, we will push that issue. Through the community collaborative, the Greater Hazelwood Community Collaborative, we work also on workforce development. We are trying to figure out how to broaden the system so that the workforce development programs that are happening in the neighborhood that Mike Wilson is running, that Sandra Cole are running, that they are part of a broader system and not just things that are happening here, that we are connected to a system that can get people jobs now. My organization does bricks and mortar and planning. If we are successful, it's going to mean also that those people in the neighborhood, like Sandra, like Mike, like the Center of Life, like the Family Support Centers, that do that people piece, that empowerment of families, are also successful. we can't have one without the other and have this strong community that we're looking for. They are very intrinsically entwined. And it's going to take the bricks and mortar folks like us, and it's going to take the people empowerment folks like the Center of Life and Poor Law working simultaneously to make sure that doesn't happen.
We have to really stick together as people right now, because if we don't stick together right now, they're going to come in like a flood and just take our community.